You should do it. Hi, everyone. You guys are early. I love it.
I know.
Hey, you guys are already so active in the chat. I love it.
Yes. Hey, everyone. I want to give you a shout out because you guys are so early. Adrian. Hey, Adrian. How are you? Good day to you. Hey, Carol. I love how you use the word hello all in lowercase. It just looks so pleasing to me. Catherine. Hey. Hey. Grand Rising. Oh,
That's
Stacy.
Stacy. Stacy, I literally just saw your message too, and I was like, let me respond.
Did you respond?
Yeah. I was like, I gotta respond to Stacy. I don't usually take long to respond to Stacy.
Yes, Teresa. Hey, Teresa. I hope I'm saying it right. TH always throws me off. It's
Teresa.
Teresa. Teresa, right?
Teresa.
Teresa in Spanish and Teresa in English. Um, hey, hi. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, I'm not gonna.
Marie.
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 I don't have a good vision. It's kind of far from me.
Derek, what's up?
Yo
Lish.
yo. Yeah, we were definitely talking about you.
Are you sure that you're on? Are you guys hearing us?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, good.
Mary Faye. Is it in Spanish? Yes, it's in Spanish. Mary Faye. Got it.
Good.
And hey, Licia, I've been talking to Licia all week. I feel like I'm just kidding. I think the last 2 days.
She's been super active. Yeah.
Hey everyone! Oh my gosh, look at y'all.
I like how you guys are so active in the chat. This is amazing.
I know. I'm so happy you guys are here. I'm so happy that we are together.
And this webinar is gonna be like we're literally just sharing everything that we've been doing. Everyone raised capital completely different. Um, So we're just gonna share what we've been doing, our approach to marketing, talking to PMLs, finding the PMLs. And honestly, we learn so much as we go along, and we always like to see what other people are doing because we get super creative with things. So
Yeah, and we've learned so much from you guys. Just sometimes you guys have questions, and we're like, "Oh, we don't know that one. Let's ask someone."
yeah,
Even doing the content for you guys, we've been interviewing so many people. I don't know. We have a new video coming out tomorrow that I'm really excited about. So on our YouTube, so stay tuned for that. You guys will see what we're learning because that's stuff that we're learning.
exactly. So before we even dive in, because we only have like an hour and we want to have time for a Q&A, we have so much info to share. But before we go in, Betsy, you want to start with our disclaimer?
Yes, yes, and I think I've memorized it now. The following information is for educational purposes only. Please do your own diligence. We do not provide financial, legal, or professional advice. Everything that we talk about is from our experience, how we've done things in the past. Every case is different, it varies state to state. So please, what we say, take it with a grain of salt. Talk to professionals. We do bring them on our Monday live episodes. So if you guys want to ask questions in real time, be on there. And if you guys just want to get in contact with them, also let us know because we'll give you their information. They're really awesome people, and we want to provide that for them outlet. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here so much. You guys are the stars.
You guys are amazing. You guys are so amazing. So, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna chat. And if you guys have questions as well, just put them in the chat. We'll acknowledge them. If we can answer them right away, we will. And then if not, we'll be like, hey, we're gonna get to this section shortly. So, just a little bit about us, and we can just keep it super short, Betzy. We're both in sub two. Met Betzy during Keston Gaslow High Performance Mastermind coaching program. And then we were just sharing our goals. Long story short, sharing our goals, realized that we have like similar interests and we want to get to the same place. Decided to partner on whatever is it that we're doing, which was raising capital. And
It
I've
was
never met Betsy.
It was so good. It was like puzzle pieces coming together and fitting perfectly.
And a lot of persons always ask us, like, when we finally met, I met Betzy, I would say about a month after, and this is when we were deep into what we're doing. I met her for the first time in person, and a lot of persons were like, you were doing business with someone you've never met? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
We were like deep into this, and we realized that we have different strengths, different weaknesses. We help each other a lot. And we're like, we can put our heads together and raise private capital for our personal deals, for persons that we know as well. And because we know that we want to get to the next level, we're like, hey, let's just partner up and divide and conquer. So that's a little bit about us. If you guys want to learn more as well, our website, it is on the scroller, KellznBetzy. It shares everything that we have done since we started working together and even before that. And it also shows like current projects that we're working on, how to get in contact with us, how to get in our mailing list, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It has a little bit background, and you guys can just like that's an all in stop shop for you guys to just be able to get to see what we're doing.
Right. So let us dive in. So the first part we're going to talk about when it comes on to like raising private capital is like the marketing for private capital, right? These strategies that we've been doing, they're not new. A lot of the things we haven't reinvented the wheel. We just try to be super, super consistent in doing it. And I think the main thing for us, Betzy, was that we allocated time to do things. So we had our office hours, and if it's like 10 to 12, and the goal for that day was to market or to find PMLs, we will set aside that time and we'll just sit right in front of the computer. And we were networking. And some of these places that we were doing marketing for was like in Facebook groups. And these Facebook groups, I think we divide and conquer. We would just Google like 401k, retirement accounts, and we would just join all these groups, believe
We
it or
still
not.
do it. I think we still look at new opportunities and we're like, oh, doctors. That's
Exactly. So they're like a whole bunch of groups. Which other group are we a part of? There's like female short-term rental investors group.
invest her community.
Investor community. We're also a part of, as you said, like other like doctors groups, attorneys group. Like there's so many different groups that we join. And then this is like our little secret. But the time when we're sitting in our office, in our virtual office, what we do is we go through those groups and we do keyword search, like we do PML or we do lending. Or private money lending. Like we do all those keyword search, whatever comes up, and then we go through the comments and start going through the comments, see who is expressing interest. And so we get deep, guys. So whoever is expressing interest in lending or any little hint, then after that, we send a message to those guys to be like, hey, this is my name. This is what I do. I saw your post talking about XYZ in this group. That's it. And we don't just say, we try not to say we see that you're looking to lend. We try to just be like, hey, we're in a similar space. Would love to see how we can work together or bring value together. Yes, you already know that you want to talk to that person because they could be a lender. But you just want to come off like providing value first. What else have we done?
Come in with that intention too. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get that money. I'm trying to like see if you can let me borrow some money. Go in the intention of let me see how I can help you, and then also provide that value if you want to lend to make double-digit returns.
That's it. And then when we got super technical now, because we wanted to be so intentional with what we're doing and strategic with tracking our KPIs, each person that we reached out to on any Facebook group or wherever, we would make a note of it so we know to go back to follow up with that person, to be like, hey, just checking to see if you got my message, blah, blah, blah. and all that stuff. So don't just reach out to people, like keep track of it, because this is going to be like an ongoing thing.
Yeah. Relationship building. And Catherine, the keywords are lending or PML or opportunities. But we look at the comments. We don't just look at the posts. We look at the comments to see, oh, I'm interested, or, people who have maybe done this before or are interested in talking about doing it.
Or look for like retirement account, retirement fund, like even the keywords fund, like anything relating to like money or anything like that. And you, like, when you start searching and reading the comments, things will start popping up of things to look for. And then you will just do that in the individual groups. Another thing that we do as well with marketing for private capital is, this would kind of tie into Betzy with finding private money lenders, is that we would go on Eventbrite and meetup.com, and we will look for groups and not real estate related groups. Again, we will go back to like retirement account groups or 401k groups, or groups. Something that I've done in Tampa is that we'll find groups like, I think they have one, like women who golf in Tampa. Those are the meetup group. And I'm like, oh, I want to attend. Then you have like different persons who are just meeting up for brunch, or business owners meeting up for brunch. So there's so many different groups that you can search for. Try to stay away from the real estate groups because everyone there is looking for the same thing. Just try to go somewhere different. Look for like a hobby, someone maybe hiking. Like, you literally never know where you can find people as well.
Yeah. But also always be safe.
Yes.
Don't go hiking with people that you don't trust.
Keep that. And then another thing with marketing that a lot of persons, we hear about it all the time, and it is social media.
Yeah.
We get the excuse all the time, I don't know what to do, I'm not an expert, I am new. And I think that is just us overthinking things. Social media, and specifically Facebook and Instagram, those things, they change all the time. You're not going to be the perfect at it all the time. But one thing I always say, like, let's say you're sitting in front of your computer, you guys are at this webinar right now, take a picture of the screen and post it on your Instagram or your Facebook and tag us.
Yeah.
That's like the starting point of it. It's you building credibility because you're taking time out of your day to build your knowledge and learn about raising private capital. You can post it in your story, tag us as well, or handles they're in.
Yeah. And if you guys tag us, we'll always share your stuff. It's always like free publicity.
Exactly.
Because then your followers are gonna see it, and our followers are gonna see it. And they're like, oh, this person's doing stuff. Like they're getting knowledge. They're trying to know more things so that you can provide more value.
Yeah. And even like, so post things like, if you guys go to a meetup, everyone always take pictures at meetups, but where do you do with the photos? You just keep it in your phone, just post. If you have a project, maybe you haven't had your first deal yet, but you're helping someone to underwrite a deal, you're being boots on the ground for someone, take out your phone, take a picture, do a video. It still shows that you are doing something.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just you. You're still doing something.
Yeah. And the social media platforms that we use personally is Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. A lot of people sleep on LinkedIn, but we are also as active as we are on other social media sites as LinkedIn.
Yeah. And the LinkedIn too, what we find is that whatever is it that we're doing, because it's a little bit more professional, we try to put, like, let's say, investment opportunities that we have, or if we attended an event, we would just share photos there to say, hey, we were at this event, it was great, we met this amount of people, we post those pictures. Or we'll post like maybe a podcast episode. We won't like spam the entire thing because we do so many episodes, but occasionally we would just put or like a screenshot or a picture of us or something, and we put a link to our website, we put a link to the YouTube channel so persons can follow us. Again, if someone's doing research on us, they're gonna see that we're in the space. Talk something related to real estate, something related to raising private capital. So try not to overthink it, because I guarantee you guys now, if you really go through your phones right now, there are pictures and videos from events, from webinars.
Yeah. Actually, we challenge you to do it right now. Well, if you're not on the if you're not on your phone on this, post. We challenge you to post.
Screenshot, and if you've done it, like we're giving you guys a couple seconds, just post in the chat.
Yeah.
That you guys have done it. I'm gonna post mine.
I know. Me too. Let's do it.
And tag us, and we'll repost it. This will be fun. Don't overthink, guys. You don't need a fancy music. You don't need fancy text or anything like that. Just post it, screenshot that, love it. Do a boomerang. Not sure if it's right. That's fine, Teresa. That's totally fine. The thing is, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just doing it. Britton did it. Todd did it. Love it.
Adrian did it. Right? Yeah. Screenshot done. Oh yeah. It's a challenge. We're challenging you guys to make a post about what we're doing right now. Just tagging a few people that you see in here, maybe us if you want.
Or you can do a selfie video and you have it in your face. Hey guys, I'm at this webinar, learning how to raise private capital, and post in your story. Couple more seconds and then we'll continue.
Brayton. Hey, Brayton. I'm so excited.
I love this.
I know.
You guys should be proud for those who have already posted. Like, you guys realize how easy that was? Like, let's try not to overthink it. Post and leave it. You mess up, you're like, oh, next time when you do something, then you know that the right way how to do it.
Yeah. Always improving, always improving.
Here's a tip to market yourself. Doing videos. If you don't want to take photos, doing videos. We all always have something that we don't like, how we look, how we talk. So we're afraid of doing selfie videos.
Okay, I'm going to tell my story experience right now. I challenged myself to do some Spanish videos, which is great. I am fluent in Spanish, but there's some, the professional words, they're like harder to translate. So when I have to talk, I have to sound fluent, but it doesn't sound so fluent. So it makes me nervous. And then I get in my head and I'm like, oh my gosh, but I'm still doing it. And I know it's not right. Like if you go on my social media page and you see my Spanish videos, you will see I'm like over here, like shaking, like bouncing, like I'm so nervous.
Betzy, when Betsy's recording video, you can see that she's doing this. And
I'm like so nervous.
She's like moving. And I hate recorded videos. Like doing this stuff, I hate it because then I repeat and I was like, ugh, I hate how my sound. I hate my voice. Ugh.
I hate my voice. That's everyone, I think.
I hate it. But I try to tell myself, like, I would have this voice and I'll be like, shut up, post it.
Do it.
No one cares. Like someone could be like, I love this video. And I'm like, huh, don't you see the mistake in that or the error? I was like, post it. Like just record videos as well. Email lists, another way for marketing. You guys would hear that all the time, I am sure. But it's really as simple as it sounds. You do not need a fancy CRM. You do not need a big list or to pay for anything. And here's a story with Betzy and I. Before I even met Betzy, when I was raising capital, I was just, when I have an investment opportunity, or if I'm telling you, like giving informative stuff, guys, I would BCC everyone in Gmail, BCC everyone and send out an email. Manually type that message up, BCC, and send everyone out. That was my form of newsletters.
Or if you have also a pro tip, if you have a Gmail that's a professional account, there is a way to be able to send one message to several people. So you can just put everyone on one thing, and then they'll send it individually. There's a button on the bottom left.
See?
If you have questions, just let me know. Send me a message. I'll walk you through it.
By email, and then we started using, like, persons would hear about MailChimp. It's very common. It's free, and some persons can get overwhelmed because they're like, oh, I don't have a list of 100 people. When I started, I had like 40 people, and then Betzy and I come together, we had like 60, and we were still sending out emails. We use Get Response, and we recently paid for
This
Get,
week.
and we still did not have to pay
This
for
week. It just would have made it easier because we needed to schedule some things, and it's just easier if it gets scheduled out of the way.
That's the only thing.
It's the only reason we paid for it. Saving.
Are there.
Yeah.
We would go in, we would create our templates, put things in it, and just send it out, because I think you get with Get Response, is it 2,500, or I don't remember how many.
5,000.
5,000 contacts for free. Like, you can literally like go in and create templates and send out. You have your list and send it out manually as well. Every time we went to networking events, anyone's email that we get, we would go into Get Response and manually input that email into the list. So again, did not have anything fancy or anything like that. Anyone that we met at networking events, we just take their emails, we add them to our email list. And as I said, like, we recently got
Get just paid for it. Like this week. Like, that's not a joke. We really paid for it this like Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah. And like, we get a lot of people emails. Like, honestly, what do you guys do when you go to meetups and you take someone's phone number? A lot of times you're not even reaching out after. You use those like Blink cards, Popple, whatever it is that has everyone's contact info. Take time after those events and sit down and add those guys to your email list.
Yeah. And also try to build a relationship with them. Send them a message after, like, hey, it was so nice meeting you. Definitely want to get on a call later, or just get to know you a little bit.
That's it.
That's it.
And the thing is too, where some persons might be like, I don't know what to send in a newsletter. There's now ChatGPT. Just literally go on ChatGPT.
We use it a lot now.
And just write newsletter on becoming a private money lender. And you guys can copy literal the way how they structure everything. You can copy and paste that in your newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some things that you guys can do. And if you don't want to use Get Response, you guys can use an Excel sheet. Put all the emails in there to keep track of everything. It's whatever it is that works.
That's how we had it at first. I think I put it all in our CRM. Keleisha had her own Excel sheet. I had mine on Word, actually. I had built like a little template. And then we combined ours when we got our CRM. But it was like inputting everything. It took me like a day, but it was well worth it.
And then, so that's the stuff as it relates to like marketing. Now the question is always, how do I find private money lenders? What CRM do you use? So we don't have a CRM. We created our own. We use ClickUp. It's a project management software, because that way we try to keep everything that we're doing in that software. So we kind of created a CRM in there, but I know eventually we will have to move over to a proper CRM, because we're literally building this and tweaking it as we go along when we're seeing need for it. But we know when our list gets bigger, then we're gonna have to switch over.
Someone to transfer everything.
Yes, because it's crazy right now. Finding private money lenders. Now, there's so many different, I hate I honestly, I think Betzy knows this. I hate using these general terms because I hear it all the time. And it's one of the reasons why we really decided to do this webinar, because we're like, we're gonna go down into the nitty gritty and give you guys like realistic stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
We mentioned this before, going on Eventbrite, meetup.com to find PMLs. We would literally go in webinars or Zooms is a bunch of doctors talking about, I don't know, their stuff. We don't have a clue what they're talking about. And we're sitting down for 45 minutes or more in those webinars, just watching the chat. That's it. Sometimes a lot of these webinars have like 10 people and it's very engaging. Like I've done one, it had like 7 of us. It was super engaging. And they were calling on me and I was the only real estate person there. And the host was like, when they called on me, I was like, hey, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what you guys are talking about or anything like that. And she was like, well, share what you do and all that stuff. And I got on their mailing list and they shared some tips and all that different stuff. But I would definitely go again because they were intrigued about what we're doing. So again, and that's the beginning of building relationships to make it easy. So simple things, Eventbrite, meetup.com. How else are we finding PMLs? Because we talk about a little bit with the Facebook groups. I know a bunch of you guys are also inside of Sub2. We had to like make the decision to step out of Sub2 and look for other private money lenders because everyone there is looking for private money lenders. Everyone there is a little bit looking for Sub2 deals and everyone's criteria is different. But when you step outside of Sub2, you're getting deals and realizing that, hey, there's a whole different world out there. Ooh, Derek, yes. Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Your local, like some of them could be costly. But so far for me here in Tampa, it's been worth it. I'm still in the beginning phase of like building those relationships and getting to know different people. Join the subgroups too within that chamber. That helps a lot.
I like what Todd said like a bit ago. He said, let me find it. Okay. Don't swim in the same pond as all the other gators.
Don't Todd. Don't swim in the, oh my gosh. But it's true, like, and you find like we've converted a bunch of gators to PML.
To be private money lenders. Yeah. I feel like they just don't understand the value of having your money in an opportunity for longer. They think that fast cash is better, but just like buying and holding is better than wholesaling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think too, this is kind of sidetracked from finding private money lenders, but you find out everyone going back to the gator. They hear the returns that you're getting. They hear it's quick money and all that stuff, but a lot of times persons don't know what really is a good return. Mm-hmm. They don't know what's a good deal. They just hear fast money and then that's it.
And they have to be educated. I mean, I was on a phone call, right, when we were about to get on, and we were talking about the difference of 10% and 12% and annualized and interest only, because it's someone that I've been talking to and he's almost done a few deals with us. They just haven't gone through, but he's still learning about that difference and how much he's going to get monthly, if he's going to get paid monthly, if he's going to get paid at the end of the term. Like all of those things. They're really good questions to ask.
Yeah. And for like other places, I love how Derek is dropping like some really good places for us to find PML. Golf course, boat club, country club, yacht club. Derek and partners are here. Shooting range. Fire.
Go get my license.
Not fire. What is that thing? Fishing tournaments. Those are good to attend as well. The airport, yes.
Mix lounge.
Events that are, let's say you attend a real estate event. Recently learned this. Well, I knew it before, but it clicked. when you attend events that, or even if it's a real estate event, but it's a different caliber of attendees. Maybe these are persons who are raising millions of dollars. That way, you're now networking and connecting with people who have access to a certain amount of money. So now, in that way, you're also building your network as well with those people. And I would say with those events, if you can travel with like one person, so you guys divide and conquer and meet as many people as you can. The airport trick, something that I've done, I try to travel alone. And when I'm at the airport, like on the plane or whatever, I have my computer open and I just pretend that I'm looking at houses on Zillow. I just leave it there and just stay on my phone. And I just keep moving back and forth because someone, we all do it too. We're sneaking and looking what's on that person's screen. Um, what's on that screen, and just to start the conversation going, thinking of other ways how to find PMLs.
Yeah. Well, actually, I built up a relationship because I didn't know how to get out of the airport. So I started talking to someone, and I still have that connection. And I know he's one of our followers on YouTube. So
see, that's it, guys. There are so many different ways. There's not like set ways. You just have to make that conversation. If someone asks, "What do you do?" just make sure you have a pitch, and your pitch doesn't need to be perfect. Maybe if you guys have heard the pitch, I help people how to earn double-digit returns backed by real estate. Sometimes I use that, but sometimes I pick up, like, I kind of determine my pitch based on where I'm at, and I kind of match the person's energy. If I realize that I have no clue what they do, they're like, "Hey, what do you do?" Maybe I'm at the gym. Like the other day, I was at the gym, and someone was like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I basically partner with persons who want to invest in real estate." And then it's like, "Huh?" But he now went back to fix and flip. He was like, "Do you fix and flip?" And I was like, "No." So I had to now change my pitch for him to really understand what is it that I'm looking to do. So there's no right or wrong way how to pitch. Right? Oh, Stacy just asked, "What's your pitch too?"
yeah,
But always like,
it depends. It depends who you're talking to. It really, really depends. If you're online, you can just be like, "Hey, I will say something like, "Hey, I'm looking to expand my network. I'm just looking to see how I can bring value. I have a bunch of opportunities that come up, and I just want to see how I can help you in your business."
yeah. When I first went to the chamber event here in Tampa, when they asked me to introduce myself, I think I said I like partnering. So I went in to say like, "Oh, my name is Keleisha. I just moved to Tampa," because I did that to break the ice. It's like, I just moved to Tampa from Massachusetts, and I mainly focus on partnering with individuals who want to invest in real estate, but they don't want to deal with contractors, handyman, and all that stuff. And when I said that, they're like, "What do you mean?" And then I start going into not talking about passive income. So I try not to use words like passive income in my pitch because people hear that all the time. So I try to like stay away from main words.
I love Keleisha's tactics. She never likes to use the words that are very common. So like passive income, double digit returns. She'll say them if she has to, but she doesn't. She tries not to. So
Because I don't like, it's something when I hear passive income, I was like, so this person's talking about the same thing. So no, I want to feel out the conversation with you to know, okay, how do I navigate this conversation? Which kind of takes us into the second segment before we even go into the pitch deck. Betzy, we can talk about the conversation.
oh, yeah.
A lot of persons, when you're trying to find PM private money lenders, you're maybe not sure how to start that conversation or how to pitch a deal. Honestly, it's gonna go back to the vibe.
Yeah, I feel like the people that we've interviewed, the most success has come from just being excited about what you're doing. Every time, and they're like, I wasn't even trying to pitch them. I was just telling them what I was doing.
Yeah.
But it's really it comes down to painting that picture, like coming back and be like, what are your goals? Like your investment goals. How do you see yourself in like 10 years? Like how can we help you get there?
Exactly. Why do you want to get into real estate? A lot of times we'll put deals out there and persons will be like, hey, I'm interested, right? Now we need to get an idea before we even start pitching that deal. The first question, so we have a system as well. So Betzy would qualify these persons to see if they're potential private money lenders, and then I will close. So even after I know Betzy qualified them, I'm going back as well to be like, okay, have you ever lent before? And is this your first lending? What's your experience? Tell me about a deal that you've lent on before. That way, guys, you get an idea to know what their experience level is, and that's how you know how to approach it. Because let's say someone is completely new to lending, they want to get in, and you start pitching a deal, and you start using all these technical terms and these lingos, and they get so overwhelmed, like information overload, and you're just yapping away. They're gonna be like, oh, this is too much.
Too much, especially, I mean, how did you feel when you first got into real estate? You probably felt the same way. Like, this is so much information. I don't know where to start.
Just keep it simple. So with an approach like that, let's say they're completely new, I'll be like, hey, well, if you're completely new, this is what I recommend. As much I would love for you to fund this deal right now, I'm just not gonna advise you to fund this deal, but I'm more of gonna educate you on becoming a private money lender. So now you start explaining what the process is to become a private money lender, how to ensure that their money is protected and secured, insured. You start just providing value, like giving them, okay, do you know that if you want to become a private money lender, these are the sources of funding. You can use your retirement account, you can use personal savings. So you now start again educating. And at the end, you kind of, during that entire conversation, you pause a little bit just to see if they have any questions or want to say something. Because if you just keep talking, some persons, they don't want to interrupt. So they'll just keep listening. And then after, you literally just ask like, so this is a deal that we've done before. Even if it's not you, you can say my partner and I, we've done a deal like this. And you could use a really, really simple deal or something out of your head where it literally doesn't even have to be a deal that you've done. You could say, we recently did a deal. It was in Florida. We needed about $30,000. We purchased this property using creative financing. We needed $30,000. We had a lender, someone who was looking to get in, and we agreed to pay them $30,000. The term was for 6 months, 12 months, and we agreed to pay them 10% interest. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's super simple. And they're like, is it that easy? Yes. And you start breaking down.
And then that's a good opportunity to be like, oh, well, can I have your email just so that we can send you more examples of what stuff that we've done or just news that we get about lending.
That's it.
Just educating.
And you send them an info. You can even say, hey, everything that we just spoke about, I'll send you an email outlining all the process. So at least you can look over. And then from there, want to break the ice a little bit, you guys can say, like, I know, like, you must be wondering, okay, what if you die? And I kind of turned that question into a joke to break the ice a little bit. I was like, one way to make sure that if I die, your money's secure. Let me not convert. But if I die, to make sure that your money's secure, then we go into like talking about the documents. We don't get technical. Mm-hmm. We keep it super simple. Here are the main documents that we provide, which is usually drafted by an attorney. And this is why we draft these documents. So if XYZ happens, your money is secured. Again, if you need more details or anything like that, we can always hop on another phone call or a Zoom, whatever it is. But here's the email that shows everything. That's it. Like, don't overwhelm.
Yeah, it's not, just be yourself, be friendly. Yeah. If you don't know something, it's okay.
Yeah. Because we've gotten questions like that, even up to this point where persons ask us stuff and we're like, you know what? Before, like, you don't have to say, I don't know. You can say, hey, I don't want to say the incorrect thing, or let me just double check something. I know, let's play it off. I know the answer to it, but let me double check something and get back to you. That's it.
Yeah. I'll usually put the blame on Keleisha. I'll be like, oh, I honestly didn't get all that information right now. I know I'm not the numbers person. Kelisha's the numbers person. So I'll just ask, and I'll give you an answer as soon as I can.
That's it. Oh my God. And one thing we've done a lot is we are super transparent, especially when we are raising capital for other people. This was at the beginning until we build relationship, because now we're very selective who we raise capital for.
Yeah.
We always tell the lender, hey, this is not our deal, but this is the person's deal, and this is why we're raising capital for that person. And we're giving them their background. And we always let them know, do your own due diligence. If you decide that you want to proceed with the deal, then we're going to have a meeting with you and that borrower, so you can ask them any questions that you want and to save or ask us as well. We always, always, always put things in writing.
Yes.
All the time. Text, email, like we do everything in writing. I think that's the main thing about conversation. We don't want to get technical. Again, we want to keep it super simple.
Do you guys have any questions so far? I feel like that was a lot.
Let's just soak in a little bit. I don't know if you guys are driving. The replay should be available as well, so you guys can always, right, Betzy?
Yeah, so it's live on YouTube. It will be saved there for you guys to rewatch.
It's over there as well. Like, let us know. Hope this is value so far, you guys. Also drop your questions in the chat, so we can answer it. You know, we're going by guidelines and stuff, and these are just things. What we did was put together like based on questions that person's been asking us, so we just decided to put together a flow.
Oh yeah. When we talked about transparency, I just remembered something.
Mm-hmm.
Investment is risk, you guys. Like, you cannot guarantee something for sure. So like, if you're raising capital, don't guarantee it. Just say, like, investments are a risk. It's just but put an emphasis of how is your money protected.
Yeah. Oh, I like that you brought that up. Oh, Betzy. Oh, Betzy. Thank you. I like that Betzy brought that up as well. One question that lenders tend to ask is, what if this doesn't work out? And just say, well, this is the backup plan. You could talk about, maybe this is exit A, but if this doesn't work out, this is our second exit. We put X amount of money for reserves. If it's an income, like a short-term rental income, what we've seen a lot is that persons will use the max number. So if that short-term rental can make $3,000 a month, they're assuming that every single month it's gonna make $3,000. For in our case, we maybe do underwrite at $2,000 a month. And then if we're able to cover all our expenses, cover the PML interest, then we're like, okay, this is a deal. Sometimes lenders will be like, hey, this is very low. And I was like, this is the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that we can do way better based on the data.
We just want to make sure that you get paid. There's enough for you to you get paid, and then there's money on top.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. So that's one of the risks. I'm thinking, what else? Pitch decks. Pitch decks, pitch decks, pitch decks. Pitch decks plays, it's a pain. It's a lot of work. But because
we were last night until like 11 doing one.
Yeah. They're one of the main reasons we find a lot of PMLs though.
Yeah.
Because,
I was going to say that you can find our full YouTube video. We did one last Monday, like going deep diving on this, on pitch decks. So we went through every page. Just an overview. It's like really an overview of the investment opportunity, the disclaimer, the property overview, the acquisitions breakdown, and the disposition breakdown, the exit. Make sure you have all your numbers there. They really want to make sure that you have your numbers correct, because these people, they have money for a reason.
But a lot of times too, like even if the numbers aren't, what we've seen is that even if that lender doesn't know how to underwrite, just the presentation alone, it builds some form of confidence and credibility. They're like, okay, these guys know what they're doing. They know their stuff. There's no right or wrong way to do a pitch deck. For us, our headings change all the time because it depends on the deal itself. It depends what the exits are. We try not to put every single numbers in the deck as well, because again, if it's a lender that's completely new, they're gonna be overwhelmed with all these numbers, or you're showing what the closing cost is, you're showing the holding costs and all that. Like, I hate seeing financial statements. So a deal can be so good. Show me a financial statement, and I'm like, my brain, and I was like, I don't want to see that. So keep it simple, and then you can always put a note to say more additional information available upon request. That's it. Maybe your acquisition cost is different from your purchase and rehab. And again, you can get so technical. Keep it simple.
Overviews.
That's it. Pitch that you just want to see how are you acquiring this property? How are you mitigating the risk? How's my money protected? What documents are you provided? What is the exit strategy? What are the main numbers look like for the exit strategy? That's it. If you see that and you think this is going to be potential, that lender is going to call you, be like, okay, I kind of like this deal. I'm calling you, or I'm reaching out for clarification. That's it. That's what we've seen. Maybe you guys have experienced something completely.
Yeah, let us know if you guys seen something different.
It's vanished. It's gone now.
Oh no.
You know the thing is, I always tell Derek, guys, this is just a quick story. Derek has an Android, and if you're on this using Android, please don't come for me. Derek has so much issues with finding stuff on his phone because he's using an Android, and I'm like, get an iPhone. Derek, don't kill me later. I'll see you in a couple hours. But
no, I got nothing to say.
Even copy, we stop using the word copy. It's inspired. Get inspired by our pitch decks. It's available on our website. You can copy the headings. We have so many different pitch decks available on our website. You can copy the headings. Even now we're sharing with Betzy that please start with the Android hating.
See, Keleisha, oh my god.
You switch over as well, Stacy.
I have much love for Android, but also like
you have to.
I even got a Mac, you guys. Like.
But we even recently learned like a whole new side of pitch decks, and that's because we're starting a fund. And when we see how these guys, we think our pitch decks look good. When you guys see a pitch deck for persons who are like starting a fund, it blows my mind. The creativity blows my mind on the headings, the things that you have to include, because now you're dealing with high level people. Mm-hmm. So there's certain things that you have to put in, and at the same time, you cannot cram that pitch deck with a whole bunch of info. You have to be straight to the point and super concise. Keep and your numbers have to make sense.
Yeah.
What is about our pitch decks? We use our pitch decks on Canva as well. We love Canva. It's like $10 a month. And it's $10 per person. Let me clarify that. But what we like is when we share our pitch deck, we like to share the view only link. And here's why: because maybe something changed with the deal, or the numbers changed, or we got a partial amount of the funding. We're able to update the same Canva document, and whoever has the link will see those changes as well. It's rare that we send out the PDF. It's very rare. I'm thinking like
right now we've been doing it. Oh, that's a trick, you guys. That's a Facebook trick. Right now the only way we've been using PDFs is to post them in groups on Facebook. On Facebook, you can post files. If you have a link to go out of Facebook, it will just not show as many people as you can.
So use that. And the good thing going back to social media is that when we have our pitch deck, when we share it on social media now, guys, talk to an attorney. We do not put the amount to say, hey, I'm looking $50,000 for 6 months, 12%. We just normally put the area. We just say investment opportunity. We put a picture of it and we put the direct link from the story. And that link will now take you to our Canva link. And we will put it in our link tree as well.
Yes.
So
If you do see a post of me or Keleisha that it does have the amount, it's because we have like a relationship, but it's really, it can get really technical. If you're not sure, just don't do it.
Yeah. Or we've already closed on that deal and we're just showing you the structure of it. That's it. But we try not to, well, not try, but we, try not to. It must be like a super enclosed group, like when we're in sub 2 or RPM or any like mentorship groups that we're in, then that's okay. But outside of that.
Yeah, we actually do touch on this on our episode with Nick Gru, the attorney. So that's on there. I'm sorry, you guys, I keep referencing. It's just we've done so much and we've learned so.
That really talks about those things, though.
Yeah.
He went in to tell you what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say. So we talk about finding PMLs. We talk about marketing the PML. We talk about the conversation. We talk about the. I think we've spoke about majority of the stuff. Again, we don't want to overwhelm you guys. We have more webinars coming. We do a lot of these things on our YouTube channel as well. Oh, we're right on time. We do a lot of these things on our YouTube channel, so you can always find stuff on there as well. Like if you guys have questions, like drop them in the chat. Because
you can also like put them on comments on, if you're like watching our YouTube videos and you have a question, you can always comment. We try to get back to you as soon as possible. DM us. You can DM us on our Instagram or just,
referrals.
Oh, that's a good one.
Always
talk about referrals.
All the time. Like if you have one lender and one lender close on a deal, nothing is wrong to be like, hey, I have this opportunity. Do you know anyone that might be interested? That's it. It can go to it. They can say no. They could be like, oh, I'm interested, which means you did not know that lender had more money than they had. Or
that happens to me a lot when Keleisha would tell me, oh, I only have 20,000 to invest.
Yeah.
And then I talk to them later, or they speak with Keleisha and they're like, Keleisha's like, yeah, they're investing 50,000 on this one. I'm just like,
they send an email. We send out a newsletter that for a deal that's like 50,000, and they're like, I want to do this one. We're like, we thought you only had 20K. Yeah, but referrals.
You meet up always in the same place every second Tuesday of the month, or does it change?
Oh yes, it's always at the same place, Anecdote Brewing Company, 6 to 9. And then tonight, if you're Marife, if you're actually in the area as well, we're going to a meetup tonight. It's at Hooters. It's a pretty good meetup. Hooters Madeira Beach. It starts at 6:30. So we're a bunch of us investors, sub-2 students.
Derek actually hosts it.
Yeah. What I like with that meetup, it's not focused on like sub-2 itself, but like just local investors in the area, OGs that's been doing it for 10 years, 15 years, and
and I saw something. It said the flyer 100 wings for the first 50 people for free.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Oh yeah, there's always free wings. I forgot. Yeah.
Ooh. You guys want some wings and you guys are in the Tampa area, get over there.
Let's see. Thank you for pitching it. Let us know, guys, like if you have questions. We still have time, still brainstorming like other things that we can throw out there, what we have been doing.
Now, what questions you guys have? If you guys have it, like you're like, oh my gosh, we don't hear anybody talk about this, and like I really want to know. Let us know. We're trying to make content all the time.
We all get written commitments from lenders on how much they want to lend. No, So that it will kind of go into us raising capital. Just going to touch on this a little bit
Yeah, that's it.
before I get on your question, Adrian. So we have like KPIs.
Mm-hmm.
And our KPIs that our goal this year is to raise and fund $5 million worth of real estate transactions. Now, when we raise capital, because we start that goal and that target in April, we already missed the first quarter. So each month we have to raise 550,000. Now, in raising that, remember we mentioned that we keep track of like everyone that we reach out to. If anyone is like, "Hey, I have $20,000," then we try to like get more info. Like, what's the source of funds? Is that funds available right now? Or if it's tied up in a deal, we'll be like, "It's tied up in a deal. It will be available in 2 months." So in the same CRM, 2 months we kind of work 2 months from now, and we put that date in so we know that we have to follow up. We now have two sections, and the section, it like a drop down to say, is this a hard commitment or a soft commitment? And then we have another section that will say funded, yes or no, meaning has they funded a deal. So for that person who said that their funds is available in a couple of months, then they would go under soft commitment, unless we find someone who is like, hey, I am ready to go, send me a deal, I know what I want. Then we kind of track them as that person is a hard commitment. And most times, a lot of times, it's we have those phone conversation or it's a text.
Yeah, it comes down to the relationship. We're really, really, really relationship based. We don't make them sign anything or send us a letter of intent. We're just like, hey, we're providing this opportunity as our friend and our partner.
Yeah.
Do you want to partner up with us and just, make some money? Do we prevent, he says, how do we prevent people from going around you to deal with your lenders or sponsors directly? Well, we have a contract that states to not do that. But of course, they can still do that, right? I think that we provide a really big value to be focusing on such a big part of a deal when you're trying to put so many puzzle pieces together.
Yeah.
We are that big thing. So if they do that to us, they're just not working with us anymore. We won't use them. We won't partner with them again.
And that's why we're so selective with who we raise capital for. Before, persons could send us deal and we'll raise capital for it, but we realized there's some hiccups with that. And as Betzy said, just to piggyback on what Betzy said, is that persons realize the value that we're bringing, and that is key. A lot of persons don't want. You have persons who love finding deals. You have persons who like negotiating, but the main thing is creating that pitch deck, dealing with, talking to so many different lenders, explaining the deals. Persons would rather like leave us to do all of that rather than do it themselves. And then when you start building that relationship with those other investors, it's like, I lost my train of thought. But Stacey, I would suggest like before even like recommending your lender to someone, just be sure that that lender is really ready to lend before you do the introduction, and you be super transparent with that investor. Hey, if I recommend you to my lender, this is gonna be a fee. By
Referral fee.
referral fee, legally they are supposed to pay you whether that lender invests or not. Again, seek this advice from an attorney. This is just what we learned from when we spoke with Nick McGrew in the last episode that we did. So always double check with that. And that person too, if they do something wrong, they're losing out and not you, because they know that they can never come to you again.
Yeah.
A deal. And because your lenders also, if they go behind your back, your lender is coming to you and telling you what happened most
Yeah.
time, because your lender already have that relationship with you. Todd asks, do you get your lenders to sign an LOI? I'm assuming that's a letter of intent.
Yeah, but that's what I put it with the other one, the written commitments.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be LOI. Deal is already in contract. There's money for if they
Answer that one.
if they back out when it's time to send their money. What's your contingency plan?
We raised the capital from two people. Well, we have a backup usually.
And there are cases when we don't. Like we've had lenders where paperwork, LLC is created.
For your property that happened, for the one in Texas.
Exactly. So like LLCs created everything and they backed out. But you got to look at it this way. Do I like sit down and be like, oh, for us, when that happened, it's like go more next. Who's next? If you can ask for an extension, you ask for an extension. Just explain.
You just keep going harder.
That's it. And if you reach out to a lender, they're like, why are you rushing right now for this deal? You had all this time. Simply explain, hey, I'm a lender. And they backed out. If you don't believe me, maybe there's like a text message thread or an email thread to show the commitment, to show that they backed out before. We've had like a deal at Derek and we've done before, and the lender backed out right before it was Christmas. Christmas was the weekend, and they backed out on the Wednesday or Thursday, and we had to find a lender that time. But when this is like me talking too much now, but when you have a deal on the line and you have a timeline, you care so much about closing that you would do every single thing in your power, and you put out so much effort.
You'll find new superpowers.
Yeah, and then you will find new lenders during that time, and you will most times you will get that deal funding. Just give it your all. Thank you. Crystal, how do we work with you if we have a deal on the contract to fund? Betsy's so quiet because she's like, okay, Keleisha, you
I know. I saw the question before you did. Well, we are being really, really selective on how we're kind of closed our circle to who we lend and who we look for lending for. We raise capital for it. So it's like we're not taking anybody new. But if you have like a super simple deal that we can help you get into it, send us a message with all the details. But it has to have all the details or we might not respond.
Yeah. Crystal, just send us an email.
Yeah.
At KellznBetzy. We can put it in the chat.
I got you.
Yeah, just put it. What we'll do is like we'll honestly just look at the deal, see how much funds you need, how soon you need it, like really underwrite the deal. Like if you put all the info there, we can underwrite it and let you know if we can do it or not. What else? And then let us know, Crystal, if you can put in the chat where is the deal, like which state as well.
Yeah. We're usually suckers. We're hard to say no to. We don't like saying no.
We'll now like get you to tell us about it. We're just a little bit harder. Like tell us about your experience and all that stuff. We don't run credit, we don't do all that stuff. We don't actually fill out an application, like because we need you to we're vetting for you. We're vouching for you to our lenders that we built relationships with.
So we're gonna stalk you. We're definitely gonna go through your social media and see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. So that's it. All right, we can have a couple more minutes and we're a little bit over an hour. If you guys have any questions, appreciate you guys. So many of you stayed on for the entire time. You guys are so active. We appreciate that. We have more webinars. I think next week we have a webinar sharing how to become a private money lender and what to expect. If you guys have ideas or anything like that, what you guys would like us to talk about, let us know. You can find us on social media. More responsive on Instagram because Facebook for me can get a little bit overwhelming. But if you reach out to me on Instagram, you definitely get a response. And like that, being selective is very, very important. I'm new to REI, so this has been very helpful. You are welcome. We just said that we wanted to provide value as much as we can.
I'm so glad you made it, Marife.
What else? First time users are awesome. Thank you so much. I think you guys are amazing for tuning in. I think Betzy just put the link to the next episode, the next webinar that we're doing. And on Mondays, we do Money Mondays where we bring on different guests, different real estate investors, just sharing their success stories, how they are raising capital, how they are structuring deals. We try to bring on persons from like retirement companies, attorneys. We should bring on a CPA.
Yes, because we have attorney. Now we need a CPA.
Bring on a CPA.
Do you know a good one?
Huh?
Do you know one?
No, I don't think my CPA. Actually, I may, but this person is new, so I need to feel them out a little bit first
I actually have someone too.
to see with that.
We're always looking, you guys. We're trying to find good people. I think in 2 weeks we're gonna have Maurice with us. We're gonna be talking about the nuances of creative finance.
These are like the things people don't talk about, like the backup strategies when a wrap doesn't work. When a wrap doesn't work out, what do you do when you have private money in place? Those little things, like Betzy, I was like, bro, you went into a statue mode just now.
I was just reading Marife's message. It's so sweet. Oh my gosh. Give your husband a shout out for us.
But
He
yeah,
introduced us to her. He was watching our videos. His name is Jack.
aw,
I know.
thank you guys. But
Girls rule.
well, we appreciate everyone's time for staying here so long.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me try something. I want to see.
This is amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in and for being super, super engaging. We really appreciate it. Follow us, check out our website. Follow us on YouTube. It's KellznBetzy. And if you guys want to listen, if you're driving, running, I think someone was running before, you can listen to our episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting this one on there too because it's over an hour and they're good.
Very good. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.